Jeopardy! Only one contestant made it to final round Tuesday in rare event. Only a single contestant reached the final round on Tuesday night's Jeopardy! A rare occurrence that left host Alex Trebek stunned. Jeopardy! Remains the highest-rated game show in the United States, garnering millions of viewers every night since Trebek first took the mantle in 1984. The quiz show covers 3 rounds and features 3 contestants who are given clues on a variety of topics in the form of answers. They then must provide their response in the form of a question, earning money for each correct response and losing money for each incorrect one. Contestants in negative territory are ineligible to compete in the third final Jeopardy! Round. Another rare event happened during Tuesday night's episode when only one contestant was in positive territory, making him the sole person allowed to compete in the final Jeopardy! Round. Contestant Kevin Walsh was the last person standing after the Double Jeopardy! Round with $14,400, while the 2 other contestants, Nat Supab and Alex Switsky, were ineligible to advance. Trebek remarked that he couldn't recall the last time only one player made it to Final Jeopardy! See the picture and video of Walsh's solo round below. Tuesday's game marked the first single-person round of Final Jeopardy! Since March 12, 2015, when contestant Kristen Sauceville was the last person standing. Not only has it been 5 years since it last happened, but Walsh is only the 9th contestant in the history of the show to be the lone final player on Jeopardy! Although Tuesday's game was certainly surprising, it's definitely no surprise that rare or special Jeopardy! Events like these can enormously boost the show's ratings. At the height of Holzhauer Mania last year, the show raked in an average audience of 13.3 million viewers, making up 8.3% of all U.S. homes with television access. When he returned for the Jeopardy! The greatest of all time tournament in January alongside fellow Hall of Famers Jennings and Brad Rutter, viewership peaked just above 15 million, beating most other network shows in the same time slot. It's certainly foolish to predict whether or not Walsh's streak lasts long enough to start making those kinds of waves, but loyal Jeopardy! Fans are always waiting with bated breath for that next big viral moment. In an extremely rare twist that had viewers and fans buzzing, Tuesday's episode of Jeopardy! Featured a scenario so uncommon it's practically trivia-worthy itself. Only one contestant made it to Final Jeopardy! Yes, you read that correctly. Of the usual trio that graces the iconic blue lecterns, just one contestant remained standing by the time the final round rolled around. The other 2 players, after a rocky ride through Double Jeopardy!, had ended the round with negative scores, thereby disqualifying themselves from advancing. It was a moment of suspense and surprise that unfolded gradually, but unmistakably. The clues were tough, the timing was relentless, and by the time the final buzzer sounded, it was clear. This wasn't going to be your average finish. While the one remaining contestant whose calm under pressure deserves a buzzer of honor stood ready to face the final clue solo, the audience held their breath. This rare phenomenon, where only one player qualifies for Final Jeopardy! Has only happened a handful of times in the show's multi-decade history. It's a quirk of the game's famously unforgiving format. In Jeopardy! If a contestant finishes Double Jeopardy! With less than $1, they are automatically eliminated and no ifs, ands, or daily doubles about it. The tension built steadily throughout the episode. The challengers struggled to get their footing, with one incorrect response after another slowly chipping away at their scores. The eventual lone finalist, meanwhile, maintained a strategic balance, taking measured risks, seizing on high-value clues when necessary, and most importantly, avoiding the impulse to buzz in when unsure. That restraint paid off. By the time host Ken Jennings announced the end of Double Jeopardy!, it was clear. 2 podiums would remain dark, and one player would face the final clue unopposed. The question then became, would they play conservatively, or wager boldly, knowing they'd already won by default? The answer? A moderate bet symbolic of the thoughtful and careful gameplay that had gotten them to that unique moment. Though the Final Jeopardy! Clue proved,